Um, I was able to shadow Joe Sibright, the father of Bob Sibright, one of our classmates. He's the CEO and president of South America and the Caribbean in relation to Nestle Purina Pet Care. He's in charge of basically everything that goes on with Purina dog food in the entire southern portion of the world. While doing this, there was many things I learned. I learned, one, what a president and CEO of South America would do, the jobs he had to do, the stuff he had to do his job well. And I also learned things that I would maybe be interested in doing later in life. I was able to sit in and enjoy many meetings, some conference calls to Mexico in regards to the factories in which Mr. Sibright oversees. And from these, it led me to believe that I would be interested in most likely marketing and advertising during later in life as a career. But while there, I was able to sit in on some financial meetings, some marketing meetings, some consumer targeting meetings, which I found extremely interesting, where I found that they had divided their consumers up into 7 different groups, which I'm not allowed to disclose due to confidentiality, but they were able to divide their consumers up into those different groups and decide what person would be interested in which brand of dog food, from either their high-end to their low-end dog food. And I found that when going into it, I thought that it would mostly be about dog food and this and that, and I wasn't really interested in dog food, but I found that it really showed me a more broader scope of business, and it allowed me to see a lot more things than I thought I would. In the financial meetings, I was able to see just huge amounts of money being tossed back and forth between different parts of the company. I was able to find that they spend over $1.2 billion a year on the ingredients alone for their dog food, which is 1/4 of the gross amount of money they spend every year. I was able to learn about marketing, how important it is to target a consumer, how to figure out how to target a consumer in the kind of things that people are interested in when looking at a label, the presentation, and just how important that marketing is for the success of a company. I was also able to do some other stuff there that didn't really have anything to do with business. I was able to tour the plant where they make the dog food, which was one of the grossest smelling places I'd ever been in my life. I was able to see a product showing where they tested the different foods from all the different plants around the United States to make sure they were of a high enough quality to be sold in stores around the country. I was able to go in their learning center, which is a place where they show where they take a consumer to see what they want, how they want things presented, and what they want to buy. And it's a tool that they've used that's helped them become the leading seller in dog food. Overall, my experience I thought was very positive. I was able to meet with people that were very high in the company, the president of the entire company, the president of North America, the CEO, and Mr. Sibright. I was able to sit on a meeting with them. And just to hear some of the stuff they talk about, I was just really intrigued into what goes on in a business and in a business setting, and it just kind of opened up my eyes into what I'd want to do later on in life.
So are you planning to pursue like a business degree?
Yes, I most likely want to go into marketing.
Did Mr. Sibright tell you, did he start low down?
Yeah,
he
kind of
his
told me
way up,
his
or?
Success story. He started out in marketing and eventually moved up into the position where he is today. I mean, he kind of gave me some tips on what to do, what not to do, how important it is to make connections with people, because that's going to be one of the biggest things that will help you get into a company later on, and how important it is just to keep working hard, and how that's going to help you out to keep moving up.
And while you were there, were you sitting in on any discussions about the contaminated pet food? Did that come up at all?
I sat on a quarterly review for Target, which I was also told I'm not allowed to speak about the numbers, but that was one of the main issues. They were talking about how their sales had dramatically decreased due to the contamination of the dog food. There was also other companies in which they looked at during this review to see how badly they were hit, and it wiped 2 of them totally off the map for wet dog food in the United States.
Okay.
So.